This is something I've noticed the best of the best do. It's a common denominator. They're all in. They got their chips, they're all in. There is no plan B. Failure is not an option. He is not dabbling in real estate. He sold up, he moved into stay, he had to succeed. Hi everyone, it's Tom Panos. I've got with me Alex Waters, fresh from last night. He has won Rising Star of the Year at the REB Awards. How are you?
Good, Tom. Thanks.
Mate, you've got to be pumped. I mean, like 16 months in real estate. There you were last night at Star Casino in Sydney, getting the award in front of 750 people, 40,000 agents in Australia to get that award. You've got to be excited.
Yeah, I was pumped. I was so surprised last night. I was lost for words. You know, you look around that room and there was so many amazing names being called up, and I just had no idea I was going to be one of them. So
yeah. Okay, so people that don't know the Alex Waters story, let's just go over it. How old are you?
24.
24. How long have you been in real estate?
14 months.
Okay. Now, where do you work?
In Karratha in the northwest of WA.
Okay. You, for the last financial year 2014, you wrote how much?
907,000.
What's your average price?
720.
Okay. And the average price in your office is?
Average price in the marketplace is around 620.
Okay, so you sell a little bit dearer?
Yep.
Okay. You get vendor paid advertising?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Your main form of getting new business is what?
Attraction. It's all through reputation. Last month I signed on 13 new listings. Only one of them was someone I never knew. The rest was all reputation or from my own database, or they've been referred to me by a past client.
Okay, so that's exciting, because what we're saying is in 14 months,
yep,
you've been able to move to an attraction business model where you draw vendors to you. Why do you think you're doing that and other agents? How many agents in your marketplace?
There's about 16 selling agents in my market.
Offices or 16 sales agents?
16 sales agents. 7 offices.
7 offices. So 7 offices, 16 sales agents. You've got a decent market share, I would presume, if you're writing that sort of money?
Yeah, last financial year I had 41% market share. Last month I had around 80% market share.
So how many properties got sold then?
There's only 10 properties sold last month and I sold 8 of them.
Okay. Why do you think you've got such a high market share amongst the other 16 sales agents?
I think a couple of things. We definitely work pretty hard. Hit the phones a lot, call every single buyer. I just don't let a lead go until I know something's happened with them. I'll call them 3 months down the track, 6 months down the track. So we've got really good retention there. I'll give you an example. I called a guy on the phone on Wednesday night before I flew out, and I've been working with him for 6 months. He's an investor. He's been thinking about investing in the area. Called him, spoke to him about a property that I just listed. He viewed it the next day and is ready to make an offer. He viewed it with my PA, he's ready to make an offer. So just by making that call, that's going to generate a sale for me.
So you do a lot of your work on the phone?
Yeah, heaps.
Heaps? I mean, like typically per day or per week, how many calls do you reckon you're pumping out?
I do at least 2 hours of calling every day.
Yeah. And who are you calling? Anyone?
Buyers, sellers. I sort of have my prospecting structured in a way that's, I call potential sellers and potential vendors, for 45 minutes there, and then I'll call active buyers. I'll call active buyers almost every day. I've got like a hit list of 10 hot buyers that I call almost every single day just to try and progress them to something, or help them with something. But yeah, just making as many calls as I can, really.
Okay, you work hard?
Yeah, I'd like to say we work pretty hard.
When you say we, it's you and someone else?
Yeah, I've had a PA now for just coming up to 2 months. Before that I was working some pretty crazy hours, like sort of 10, 11 o'clock at night in the office type thing.
Really?
Yeah.
And starting what time?
Probably 7 or 8. I don't normally get into the office later than 8 o'clock.
How many days a week?
6 days, but Saturdays is just opens and private appointments. I just try and line up as many appointments as I can.
So in summary, for the viewers, Basically, for 12 months, Alex has worked without a PA. In that time, it was early starts and late night finishes. Now with the PA, you think you're working a little bit less in terms of hours?
Yeah, a little less hours. I probably get home at 7 or 8 most nights. Yeah, and still starting at the same time. So,
what's your feeling about putting the PA on now? It's been like 2 months.
Didn't do it soon enough.
Okay, you wish you'd done it. Okay, tell me the benefits of having a PA.
Well, my sales months have just gone like that because, I've just had so many busy months and then other things have suffered. So the following month, my sales haven't been as good. Last month, I wrote 160 and we're on track to do that again this month. It's just taken my focus. I don't even know what I've got on in the next hour. My PA, she books it in.
Right.
Katie, she's awesome.
So tell me, what does Katie do? She manages your diary?
She manages my diary, database and marketing. That's
database and marketing. Okay. So she puts stuff into your database?
Yep.
Okay. And what database system do you use?
We just rolled out a new CRM, Rex.
Rex. Okay. And so diary, marketing, so prepares all the marketing to go on to realestate.com and Rewa and do you so you're saying that the one thing that you do differently is you work harder. Is there other stuff that you do differently
now that I've got a PA?
Well, no, since you've come on, I'm trying to work out why in such a short period of time.
Well, VPA is a big thing. I guess I sort of did a lot of things in the marketplace. Like we kind of came in. I keep saying we, but it was just me back then. I kind of came in and went to ARIC last year, almost 4 weeks into starting.
So the 2013 ARIC.
Yeah. I had no idea about real estate, and it came in and pretty much walked out of ARIC with a huge list of things like, okay, cool, I need to do that. It was like going to a course on how to do real estate, really. And I kind of walked out of there. Our whole thing previously was selling free marketing and doing just basic marketing. And I remember you saying last year at ARIC, and this year's ARIC, VPA, it's going to be good. It pushes the property harder. It benefits you. It benefits the vendor. Benefits everyone. And I had a bit of a fear around that because we are in a bit of a slower selling marketplace around getting people to pay, $3,000-$4,000 up front and having the risk that their property won't sell. But I heard Matt Steinway say something on VPA the system, your CD, and he said it's not about guaranteeing a sale, it's about guaranteeing an opportunity at the very best opportunity to sale. And that kind of helped me get past that. And so we get VPA for for every property.
Do you get more VPA than the other agents in the area?
I'm not sure that any other agents really do VPA.
Right.
But yeah,
How much are you getting, roughly?
Average property is probably 3.5. Yeah.
Okay. So gang, this is a big takeaway point, and I know that I can get repetitive on it, but I mean, with vendor paid advertising, it is the vehicle, it is the actual turbocharge to help you to become an attraction agent. Now, what we've seen is that you're telling me that nearly all the business that you're getting now is coming to you because of reputation, referral, your brand.
Yep.
Okay. And I can say, if you weren't getting this vendor paid advertising, there's no way that you would be on that shopping list, would it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the whole reason VPA's helped us actually sell the properties quicker. Now, average days on market is 29.5.
Right.
And the average days on market in the marketplace is around 85.
So 29 versus 85.
Yeah.
Okay, 29, because, I mean, this is not some magical formula. The more people see the property, more people are going to come into it. More people come into it, you have a higher probability that the property is going to get sold. So
Correct.
It's real estate's about bums on seats, isn't it? The more most people you get in, the higher the chance. Vendors also have skin in the game, don't they, with VPA?
Definitely, much more motivated around the sale. I guess it separates out at the very start who's serious and who's not as well. And so you're spending your time doing quality things for real clients who want a result.
Right. Okay. Can I ask, what does your typical day look like? Or do you have a typical day, or has it changed now with your assistant?
Oh, it's definitely changed with the assistant, but I've always been fairly structured. I start in the morning at I get up around 4:45, hit the gym by 5. I've only developed that really good habit in probably the last 3 months. Before then, working so late, it was really hard to get up early.
So you're 5 a.m. club?
4:45 a.m.
4:45, beautiful.
Yeah, normally set the alarm for 4:30, up by 4:45. Once I get back from there, I'll have a smoothie, have my breakfast, get ready for work. 7 to 8 o'clock, I normally just get ready for work, do bits that I need to do, and personal development. So I like to read in the morning. Just sit on my couch at home and read off my Kindle. And I find that really helps me focus for the day.
What sort of, do you read positive books, or you read, what do you read?
At the moment I'm reading a Robert Kiyosaki book.
Yeah. What's that called? It's about financial planning.
Yeah, I can't remember the exact title. It's one of his in the Rich Dad Poor Dad series, but I just find, for me, that helps me really clarify every day why I'm actually going to work hard, because the end game is outside of work and my own financial and personal goals. And so I get into the office at 8, start calling straight away, and then we have a meeting. Katie and I have a meeting at 9, which sets up the day, and then calling all morning, appointments in the afternoon.
And can I ask you, open houses, you do those?
Yeah, they actually weren't done in our market before I got there, because it was a very heavy investor market while the market was booming. People were buying property, one day on market, sight unseen. So there was no need for it. I saw a bit of a shift in the market to an owner-occupier buy, and we started doing them. When I started doing them, I only was meeting like 2 or 3 people on a Saturday, but at that time the market was so quiet, I hadn't had an inquiry on a property all week.
Right.
So it was like, for me, spending 5 hours on a Saturday out opening homes, it allows me to build relationships with new buyers, meet new buyers before anyone else, and I just think it's a really quality.
Okay, so you've gone in an area that had no VPA really, in an area that wasn't doing open homes. You've been able to change that belief mindset in yourself and in the marketplace, and now you're doing nearly $1 million in GCI. Now you've got an assistant come in. Hopefully you've got plans to actually accelerate that now.
Yeah, in the process already. So we've got someone lined up as a sales assistant.
Oh, so you're going to put another person on?
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, probably could have done it months ago as well, but really had to, get things sorted with Katie first. Yeah, we're ready to go on that. Definitely, there's more opportunity out there.
What's your view of people that say, someone under, because how old are you?
24.
What would you say to someone that says, vendors will think you're too young? What's your view?
I've never had that.
Right.
I think it's all about how you present yourself. I've always been fairly aspirational from a really young age, and I had that probably under 20, but I think no one really asked me.
Were you motivated from a young age?
Yeah, very.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So you before real estate, what were you doing?
I was a national sales manager for Honest Biscuits in Sydney.
So you must have doubled your income, or maybe tripled your income. Quadrupled your income.
Yeah.
You love real estate?
I love it.
Tell me the reasons you love it.
I love the energy. Before I got into real estate, there's that whole stigma around real estate agents. It's out there. I had no idea that guys like yourself, Josh Fegan, those guys were actually around. I was just blown away when I entered the industry and found this whole positive life. It's changed my life. It really, really changed my life. I just love it. I love the energy. I love working hard. I love the results. I've probably taken five weeks off already this year. I love going away on holiday, but yeah, I just love it.
So you train, do exercise every day or most days?
Yeah, every day.
Yeah. You're working Monday through to Saturday.
Yeah.
You're getting home now, even with the assistant, you're getting home what time? 7 o'clock?
Yeah, 7, 8 o'clock.
7, 8 o'clock. Yeah. What are your interests outside of real estate?
Love to skydive.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Awesome.
did my solo skydiving course earlier this year.
Wow.
And funnily enough, my skydiving instructor listed a property with me 2 weeks later.
Wow.
She's out of the area as well. Just happened to be, just happened to happen. She'd had it on the market with someone else for almost a year. And
I mean, Alex, what do you say? Like, there's a lot of people watching this video, and they just say that they just can't get enough listings. I mean, if you were going to give people some advice, what's the advice you'd give them? What would Alex Walters tell them? I mean, I know you've only been in the business for just over a year, but you're writing amazing numbers. And what does a person your age say to someone else out there on what they should do?
I think for me, it was just about calling whoever I could as often as I could.
Right.
So coming out of ARIC, I heard database is critical. I had no idea. And so I started writing up a spreadsheet because I wasn't using a CRM then. I just had a big spreadsheet.
Like an Excel document?
Yeah, Excel document. Every single person I spoke to, buyer or seller, went in there. I had a buyer sheet and a seller sheet, and I had a date when I needed to next call them. I just pull up that tab and call them every 3 months.
Are you an organised person?
I am now, yeah, probably wasn't before. But.
How many people on your database have you got?
I've got about 520 potential sellers on my database, and buyers, over the last year I've got hundreds as well. What's
your communication look like to the potential vendors? What do you say to them? What do you send them?
Yep, I think communication to those people is critical because there's no point having a database. You're no one to them unless you're actually talking to them regularly. So I send out a monthly video update on the marketplace. A lot of our potential sellers are not in the area, they're investors. So they're, it's all about finances for them. So I talk about average days on market, what's sold in the last month, any mining news, being in a mining area, that's pretty critical.
So can I ask you, Alex, because I'm going to have a link to one of your videos on this EDM so people can actually see it.
Yep.
Who does that video?
I actually had to go and find someone. I had a mate doing it for a while with a camera and a microphone. Now I get someone who does some photography around town to do it.
They actually do a video, not photography, but they do it.
Yeah.
And how long does it go for?
It's like 3 minutes.
Okay.
Takes me, I write it the day, I just type up a bit of a script the day that I'm going to send it out. So it's fresh in my mind. And
do you read it off a sheet when you're doing it on the video?
No, I just like to type it out because then it's fresh. I've sort of written it. And then we have about 3 or 4 takes throughout the video. And I just have to go through one whole paragraph at a time, make no mistakes and say what I need to say.
Okay, so a monthly video wrap up on the marketplace that also profiles you to them. So you're staying top of mind awareness. People know my concept of jab, 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 hook. Jab, 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 hook is keep giving information, educating, add value. And the hook is when they're ready to list, you ask for the business because you've earned the right for the business.
Yeah, and that video update typically generates me 10 appraisals a month. And,
wow.
And at 1 month it generated me, I think the biggest month was four listings. Hey Alex, I'm ready to sell, what can we do? I'm like, great.
Okay, but Alex, this video is simply going out to your database.
Yep.
Does it sit anywhere else? Do you put it on social media?
Yeah, it's on YouTube and social media, but I don't really have a big social media
strategy. So really this video is going to people you've already met and spoken to.
Yep.
And they're sitting on your database and they're getting this email video going out to them as just a simple email.
Yeah, and it goes out to sellers and buyers as well.
I guess both to both.
Yeah, that's important because buyers contact me as well. Hey, buyers go through waves. If they stop looking for some reason, especially if they're investors, they might stop looking and then they might reinvigorate their interest. So I've had buyers contact me just by email. Thanks for the update, Alex. Have you got any good properties at the moment?
Right.
It's like, cool, yeah, let's do it.
Alex, fee negotiation. I want to talk to you about, you go to a listing presentation. You must get people objecting. I don't want to pay that fee, or I don't want to do marketing, or I don't want to be in the newspaper. Explain to me how you think about that.
Yeah, so really early on I made a decision to, reject not good business or say
no. So you'd say no to it?
Yeah, say no, yeah. I didn't negotiate my fee from day one. It was like one of those things on the checklist. I heard at ARIC last year, good agents don't negotiate their fee. I'm like, cool, I want to be a good agent, so I'm not negotiating my fee. And I probably lost a few listings early on because I didn't know how to handle it. I wasn't good at, adding that value, because I'd probably charge more than anyone else in my market. Basically, I just sort of made that decision, but it forced me to
Provide value.
It forced me to provide value really early on. So I learned that section of my listing presentation really quickly.
So you think you're more valuable than your competitors?
Absolutely.
What makes you better? To a seller, what in your mind, why do you think they should pick you, even though you might be a little bit dearer?
Definitely. Well, when there's 250 properties on the market and only 10 sold last month, and I had 8 of them, I can secure them the very best opportunity at selling their property. That's essentially what I say, and the statistics are there. So
you use a track record at a listing presentation. Can I ask you, because a lot of these presentations are not done face to face?
Yeah, a lot of them aren't. Yeah.
Right.
I try and use Skype, but it's and that's cool. Like, a lot of people are on Skype now, so it's really easy to use, and no one else is doing it. So if they're speaking to another agent, that other agent might have only given them a quick call to have a chat and sent them through an email proposal. And they're like, oh wow, they get to know me. It's personal.
So if they're not on Skype, do you teach them to get on Skype, or?
Sometimes, yeah. But we use phone a lot as well.
All right. So between phone and Skype, so what we're saying to the viewers, don't underestimate the power of using technology like Skype to separate yourself versus the competition.
Yep.
Now, as we finish off this interview today, Alex, I want you to think about the top 3 things that you could say are absolute musts if you were starting in real estate again, like on day one.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you started good, you went to AREC, so it's a good starting point. So in many ways, you didn't have a lot of the challenges that a new agent comes in and they get it wrong at the start and they've got to go revisit it. But knowing what you know today, what are 3 things that you think are critical for success in real estate?
I think you've got to be really committed.
You are committed?
I'm very committed. The moment I stepped into real estate, it was like do or die. I left my job at Arnott's. They offered me a promotion the day I left, and even the managers were like, "Oh, real estate, you might not do so well." I was committed. I moved states. It was like, this is it. Okay. I've got to make it happen.
Gang, as you're listening to this is a critical point, because I've got to tell you, this is something I've noticed the best of the best do. It's a common denominator. They're all in. They got their chips. They're all in. There is no plan B. Failure is not an option. He is not dabbling in real estate. He sold up, he moved into state, he had to succeed. It wasn't a matter of, I'm going to give this a go and see how I'm going to go. It was, I am going to succeed. I'm committed. There is no get out clause. There's no but. It's going to happen. And you're living up to that expectation. So having a commitment, right? Number 2?
Number 2, I would say, don't be afraid to grow as well. I think I probably missed out on maybe 300k in GCI in the last 6 months by not having an assistant.
Right. It takes guts, doesn't it, to take out your money out of your pocket, whatever it is, 50 grand or so.
Yeah.
But what you're saying is have the courage.
Yeah, like I always had a plan. Like, once again, going to AREC, it was like good agents have a PA. So I wrote that on my list, and it was my plan to get a PA. But it was that taking that leap of faith and actually doing it, and having the courage to say, I'm going to keep writing these numbers, and actually getting a PA is going to make it easier for me. So
all the good stuff happens outside your comfort zone, and you heard Alex, you wish you had done it earlier. So if you're sitting on the fence, you are committed to real estate, what I suggest you do is get out of your comfort zone. Be prepared to feel temporary incompetent and put the person on, because it's not a cost, it's an investment in the profits, isn't it? That's what you're doing.
Definitely. And I'm just about to put someone else on as sales assistant in 2 months, and we probably could have done that 3 months sooner if I'd had Katie on board already.
And number 3?
Yeah, number 3, I think, use VPA and
become an attraction agent.
Yep.
Use VPA to help sellers get more money
yep.
in a shorter time, and the byproduct is that you also will get noticed.
Yeah, absolutely. You've got to invest. I think you've got to invest in yourself as well. Just add on to that, because in the last 12 months I've probably spent 15,000 on personal training and
Wow, amazing.
coaching
This guy here is committed. This guy here, and you know what? 15 grand here or there is insignificant when this guy has nearly ridden $1 million GCI with major plans for 2015. Mate, congratulations. To see you last night, you were in absolute shock when I walked past you.
Yeah.
And to be number one, a rising star in the country, totally deserved. Well done.
Thanks, man.
And we're going to follow your progress over the next 12 months.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alex.
I get asked a lot of the time, Gavin, by young people, I'm competing against people that are more experienced, that are older.
I sell to a potential client, particularly because a lot of the guys in my marketplace are older. You know, I'm not married, I don't have kids. My commitment and my time is spent solely on my clients who list with me and their properties.
Do you articulate that to
Every time.